promise that I will join. Okay, so that's it. That was it for the Star Wars run. So if they do it again next year, I will be joining. Okay, so last night they released the tickets for Star Wars Celebration 2027. So if you do not know what Star Wars Celebration is, it is basically a convention for all of us Star Wars nerds. Okay, so it's not yearly. Um, there was a time that it was every year when they were doing episode 7, 8, 9, and then Solo and Rogue One came out. There was a stretch where it was every year. It was usually in LA or Anaheim, and then I think there was also a Europe celebration. They did it, I think, in London, and then once also in Germany or something. But basically, the idea is every other year or so, there's a Star Wars celebration, there's a gathering, and it is the convention that everyone wants to go to. So I was fortunate enough to go to Japan last year for celebration, but last night was a ticket release for celebration next year in LA. And that is special because next year is the 50th anniversary of the release of A New Hope. And then it's going to be in LA. So you know that the big stars are going to be there. Harrison Ford might be there, Mark Hamill might be there, and anyone else that they can get. Natalie Portman, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor. I'm sure that it's going to be epic. Unfortunately, because we live in the Philippines, tickets were released at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I think, in the US, which is 3 a.m. in the Philippines. So I stayed up to line up online for tickets. So Jiggy and I were lined up for tickets. Jiggy wanted to get the VIP. I was going to go for the 4-day pass. We did not get anything. Okay? I slept, I think, from maybe 12 to 2 or from 12:30 to 2, something like that. I was on my laptop by 2:20, and then I stayed on until, I don't know, 4:15, 4:30. But the progress bar, which shows your place in line, barely moved. I think it only moved like 1/8 the total space for the lines. I was like, oh, you know what? Never mind. This is hopeless. And I guess that's fine because, to be honest, I don't know if I'd even be able to make it to the US. I don't have a US visa. And I'm under the impression that because of everything that's happening in the US now, it might be a little harder to apply for a visa. And in my head, in 3 years, no, not 3 years, well, 4 years from now, 3 years after Celebration next year, it's gonna be the anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, which is 2030. So maybe by then I'll be able to go to the US. If it's in the US, I'm hoping that they do another one in Japan, but seeing that they just did it last year in Japan, I don't think they're gonna do it in Japan anytime soon. I'm sure they're gonna need some sort of break. But speaking of Japan, I was so lucky to be able to go last year. I wasn't sure if I would be able to go. So when they had it many years ago, I should have looked up what year it was. Maybe 2011 or something. I wasn't able to go, or was it even before that? Anyway, the first time that I became conscious of what celebration is, I wasn't able to go because of I didn't have the funds. My dad did offer, but I was like, oh, no, it's okay. Because in my head, I felt guilty about spending his money to go to Japan, and I think I had just started working then, so I didn't really have savings. Plus, of course, I had this impression that it's very expensive to go. You have to apply for a visa, and if you know me, you know that flying is a big challenge for me. Even more so then compared to now. At least now, I've gotten somewhat used to the idea. If the flight is still particularly long, like 11 hours or something, I still have to mentally prepare myself for that. But 4 hours is very doable for me because I've done it multiple times. Right? So that's like one of the barriers for me. So they released the tickets in 2024, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to go. Okay, for many different reasons. But Jiggy, being a very good friend, um, he got me a ticket. I think Diane asked him if he could get me a ticket, or maybe he did it himself. To be honest, that part is not 100% clear to me at the moment. But I'm just glad that Jiggy got it, and he said it's there if you want it. so that if we decide to go, which I guess he was hoping I would go, at least it was an option for me. And eventually, I got a visa, but applying for the visa was a whole nother story. It was very chaotic. For I mean, it's my fault that it was chaotic because I almost missed another trip just because I prioritized applying for Japan. But thankfully, it all worked out, so I was able to go. And we were there in Japan for 9 days. Okay, I think it was 9 days. Anyway, so our celebration was for 3 days. It was April 18, 19, and 20 in Makohari Mesi, and we arrived, I think, April 16. We arrived at night, and then I was lucky because Kinan was one of my best men at the wedding. So it was Kinan and Jiggy who were my best men. Is that the term? At the wedding, he was in a hotel near where we were staying. So I don't know if I ever told him this, but I didn't, for some reason, I didn't have data when we arrived. And thankfully, because he had sent me a map of how far his hotel was from our hotel, I was able to use that as a guide from the train station to our hotel. And then we met up. We ate at Yoshinoya at like 11 p.m. or something, and it was fun. And then the next day, I met up with Jiggy, Earl, and Mike. And then the day after that was Star Wars Celebration. I picked up a lot of stuff. It was fun. I didn't spend too much. I feel like I didn't go crazy, but it was one of those things where even the outfits I had to plan very, very carefully. It sounds a little crazy, but I don't know. I associate some shirts with special feelings or special moments. Special feeling, para weird naman nun. So I wanted to have my favorite Star Wars shirts with me, the ones that actually still fit. All right, so I got a few things from Celebration. Oh, CB was there. CB is Jiggy's one of Jiggy's good friends, who is the editor in chief of Marvel Comics. And then when he attends these events, he gives out arts, like arts. He gives out prints of um, that he asks artists to do. Okay, so there, this is CB as a Jedi, and then of course there are the Star Wars characters. So I got this, one of the things I got, and then people were just giving stuff away. I got this also. So it's a stormtrooper with a cherry blossom background. It's really nice. And then I don't know what this one is. Oh, there's more than one. Okay. Oh, I did not. I completely forgot that this is what it was. It's a stormtrooper, Darth Vader, and Luke. Is it Luke or Wedge? Oh no, it has to be Luke, right? I guess there's some sort of posters. No. What do you call that? Postcards. And then I don't know what this is. Okay, maybe it's a bookmark of some kind, but I just keep them hidden. So that's one of the things I was saying. Like, I keep my Star Wars stuff hidden, and I completely forgot that there was a Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker behind that. Things that I bought for myself. So this is a patch that you sew onto your jacket, or I guess it can be your bag. And I don't think I will ever use this. I intend to, but I don't know if I actually will. I want to put it on a jacket with a bunch of other patches. And then there's a pin. I don't even collect pins, but I bought a Star Wars pin. And then there's a coin. It's a Darth Maul coin there. And then there's something in Japanese. I don't know what it says. Maybe it just says Darth Maul, but that's what I got. And then they were also selling snacks, so I bought, I don't remember what was in this. I think it was some matcha flavored macaroons or something. And then I use this to keep my other stuff. No, sorry, I use this for the printouts. And this was the post art for Star Wars Celebration. And of course, I have my 3-day pass. So it's Mando and Grogu, and this month the movie Mandalorian and Grogu will be showing. Well, will be opening actually in I think 2 weeks. Okay, and then I think the coolest thing that we got is a free lightsaber. So it doesn't have any sound, but it does light up and it has different colors. But if you wave it around, there is no sound, not like the other lightsaber. So this is the lightsaber that Diane was carrying around when she did the fun run. All right. Oh, another thing that I bought. I don't know where I put it. Oh, here. Okay. Another thing that I bought is art. So this is a print of Ahsoka Tano, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and of course I couldn't leave without buying a shirt, or two shirts actually. So the shirt, one of the shirts I got it's just the logo of Star Wars Celebration. This is actually a size too small for me, but when we were at the souvenir shop, that was the only one left, and even if it was a size too small, I was gonna get it. And then this is Ahsoka Tano. So this is the art that was in the Ahsoka Tano badge. I don't remember what day it was for, but one of the days. So I had a 3-day pass, so it was Mando, and then it would say day 1, day 2, day 3 if you'd buy the individual passes. And Ahsoka was the artwork for one of the passes, and then they put it on a shirt. I actually asked a friend of mine staying in Japan if I could get the lanyard and have it sent to her, and I am just waiting for that to arrive. So I think for Celebration, that's about it. But I also wanted to share this is a poster I have from Celebration 2015. So what they do is they stream Celebration, and then the first time they did it, they streamed it in Mall of Asia, and I was with Chris. I think Jiggy was also there, and then our friend Rob, and they gave away these posters, and I still have it up to now, and I should probably get that framed because I love this poster. There, that's it for Celebration. So hopefully, I get to go back in a few years, but who knows, right? Okay, there. That's it for Celebration.